Hello and welcome to today's lecture. We are looking at various reactive intermediates involved in organic transformations. So today we are going to have a look at carbenes and nitrates, at least the method of preparations and the principal reactions, and maybe in next lecture we will have more examples based on these two reactive intermediates. Carbenes, there are two structures, one is triplet, the other one is singlet. Where electrons are paired, that is singlet, and where electrons are unpaired, that is triplet. The dihedral angle is different for them, and of course the reactivity is also different. The principal method of preparing the carbenes, or method of generation you can say, is first is when diazomethane is heated, it will release nitrogen and you get carbene. Now this is carbon which is having 6 valence electrons. The octet is incomplete and that's why it is highly reactive. Second is, you can have, say, even methyl chloride can also generate carbene, but here we have taken bromide. Now when it is treated with a base like potassium tertiary butoxide, 1,1 elimination or alpha elimination gives rise to bromocarbene. Then third one is the classical Simon-Smith reaction, in which CH2I2 and zinc also generate carbene in situ. The synthetic utility of carbene is, carbenes can be either added to double bonds of alkenes to get cyclopropanation, so cyclopropane ring is formed, or it can be added to the CH bond, so CH insertion you can say, and you get a homologous compounds. So first of all, this one CHBr3, this is bromoform treated with potassium tertiary butoxide, and you get the bromocarbene and can be trapped in situ with cis 2-butene. So first of all, how the CH, I am not drawing the tetrahedral geometry and all, this is just for the sake of O tertiary butoxide. When this is abstracting a proton, this is 1,1 elimination which can give rise to Cbr2. So that is first thing. So once this is formed, then this can be added to that is how the geometry of methyl remains same. They were cis, now they are cis in the product also, and for bromine, one will be alpha, the other one will be beta, because in 3-membered ring you can have the 1 alpha 1 beta. Okay. Now here once again you are generating a carbene which can be added here. We will write down the mechanism for Simon-Smith separately with another example. Now here this one will lose nitrogen and you will have pH now this is carbene, this comes here, that group comes here, and what you have is C double bond C double bond O and pH. So you get ketene because of this. So nitrogen, you can write down those things if you want. in expanded form of that N2, and is more or less same as the first one. Chitin. Now chitin is polar molecule, so you can add so many things. I am just putting one or two reagent to chitin so that we can have some synthetic applications of chitin. Chitin we have seen in case of Wolff rearrangement. Now here if I add water, can be added here, it will become COOH. I just put it as it appears, then it will be CH. It is water. So any nucleophile you can add. If I add ammonia, it will form amide and so on. If I add alcohol, it will form ester. So chitin is a polar molecule and a polar intermediate, you can say, and you can add any polar reagent like water, ammonia, alcohol, etc. Okay. Now the important reaction from this category, Simon-Smith reaction. Yeah, I will just Simon-Smith reaction. One example, a simple example we will have. CH2I2 with zinc, it will form this kind of organometallic complex or organometallic compound, and here now this carbon zinc bond is nucleophilic and this goes off. So what you have, you can show the intermediate also, no problem. Here you can have these hydrogens which are the part of, this is I, is zinc and I, something like this, and then finally it breaks down into plus Z and I2. So Simon-Smith reaction is a classical reaction of making the cyclopropane ring or designing the cyclopropane ring. Another method by which you can generate cyclopropane ring is with the help of sulfur lide. If you add to ketone, you get the that is another method. Now cyclopropane normally is formed when this kind of reagents are used. CH2I2 zinc is well known. Now moving on to nitrine. Nitrine is also a reactive intermediate, and we have seen some reactions which involve nitrine. The name reactions right from Hofmann, Curtius, Schmid, Larsen, all those reactions. So I am just putting few examples for nitrine. Nitrine is also a reactive intermediate, and some reactions I am putting it here. CONH2, NaOH, bromine, and what you will get? You get amine. So this is Hofmann degradation. Now how nitrine is formed, that is the first thing. So I am just drawing this aromatic ring because we are not doing anything to that aromatic ring. Okay. Now, this aromatic ring is not taking part in the reaction, but the CONH2, the primary amide, is taking part in the reaction. So, it from this in situ when NaOH interacts with bromine, don't show that NaOH is abstracting a proton from amide. That will be wrong in terms of chemistry, because amides, we know that they are neutral compounds and we can't abstract proton of amide with NaOH. That will be exactly like, that will be totally wrong. Now, here NaOH is there. Now, since this nitrogen is having electron withdrawing group here as well as here, this NaOH is capable of abstracting the proton, otherwise it cannot. So, CO N minus and Br. Now, this is nitrine. Okay. Now, what happens after this is, this negative charge comes here, this entire ring comes here and this goes off. So, you get isocyanate. So, I am just putting it with the ring, this will be as it is. Now, the ring will have joining with nitrogen instead of carbon. So, this is isocyanate. Now, this isocyanate, as we know that when it is worked up with water, it loses CO2. We have already seen this kind of reactions. So, I am not repeating those things. Get this. So, this is your classical Hofmann degradation reaction or Hofmann rearrangement reaction, whatever you want to say, you can call it as, where nitrine intermediate is involved in this reaction. Okay. Now, the next example, wherein we are going to look at another named reactions which already we have studied, that is Curtius rearrangement. Curtius means you have to remember azides. So, when azides are treated with heat, N3, I am just putting N3 in expanded form, this is azide. So, this comes here, this comes here. So, ultimately you have nitrogen which is divalent and carrying negative charge, that is nitrine, and now here this goes off and you will be having isocyanate. Now, this isocyanate can become amine with the reduction of one carbon and so on. So, this is your classical Curtius rearrangement, in which the nitrine intermediate is involved and nitrine give rise to isocyanate, which eventually react with water and you get the primary amine starting with the azide. The third reaction is Lawson. We have said earlier that in Lawson reaction, O-aryl or O-acyl esters of hydroxamic acids when treated with base can abstract this proton and you get nitrogen. This comes back, this moves, and this becomes a good leaving group. So what happens is this becomes isocyanate and eventually it becomes primary amine in the due course. Okay. Then some representative examples we will have to look at. So CH2CO that is there. Now the reaction is taking place between two. So initially you will get this. So I can rewrite this and then you can simply add this. Copper sulfate may be catalyzing the reaction, the loss of nitrogen, and that is how the reaction takes place. Another example, I will take some different example, not of ketene. Now this is N3 NH2 okay. This azide, as we have said earlier, this can be shown like this. The resonating structure I am putting, this comes back, the entire group migrates, this goes out. So as a result what happens is, I will put it like this, only the bonding will get changed, N double bond C double bond O, right? And now that is the reaction. Now one example, last example, and then we will stop for today. Maybe next lecture we will have more examples on this. So first of all this should go off, get right. When this comes back, this should come here. So there is a ring contraction happening. Okay, and after this you have to add, say maybe methanol is there, so you are getting the ester. So that is the reaction of carbene which is giving rise to ester. Now that depends upon the workup. So methyl ester is there, so methanol might be the workup part. Next lecture we will see some more examples pertaining to these reactions, and we have to do one more reactive intermediate, that is carbon free radicals, and then we will go for the paper solving part, because that is going to be the essential part of the syllabus, because where we will revise everything and you can solve those question papers yourself also, you can ask the queries also, no problem. We will continue in the next lecture from here. Thank you.